from with yours truly, PSC Nana Yausafo. And for this segment, this special segment on our show this morning, we'll be discussing a very important matter that is trending on our social media waves. Now, I'm sure you are aware, and particularly if you've lived in Ghana as long as many of us have, in our RME days, when you're studying about religious and moral education, you learn about the various ethnic groups that are spread across in Africa. And certainly in Nigeria, you know the Yorubas, and you know of course of the Igbos. The Igbos are in the southeastern part of Nigeria. They have a very lustrous culture and high values. Also, the Igbos have supplied us with some of the notable celebrities that we know, like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, or like our own Tiwa Savage, Chiwetel Ejiofor, for those of you that are interested in Hollywood and its around as well. And beyond all of that, recently, particularly 3 weeks ago, a matter started propping up that seems to be catching fire on our waves, and that is what we are going to be discussing today. A pressure group called Apex Ghana petitioned the National House of Chiefs, saying that His Royal Majesty Jude, in the person of Jude Chukudu Inehenetu. Wow, it's quite difficult to pronounce, but I'll have my experts help me out with the show today. Now, they were saying that this Igbo chief, or they even accused him of parading himself as an Igbo chief, was starting a very dangerous precedent in our country. According to them, he is trying to secure 50 acres of land and create his own kingdom in our country. They also made some further allegations to the extent that one day, if care is not taken, they may declare their own state in Ghana, and this may affect our security, our culture, and other matters as such. We'll be delving into the matters, and luckily, since as a media and proper media house like KANTANKA TV, we don't believe in the one-sided story. We are going to take the perspective of the natives there, from the traditional elders who are joining me from that house, and of course we'll be learning a lot. So do all to stay tuned, as my guests will be introducing themselves shortly and we begin the conversation. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay, please introduce yourselves to us, starting with you, sir.
Okay, my name is Honorable Prince Ugo. I am PA of media to Ezendibo.
Okay.
His Royal Majesty is Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Jude Ihenetu.
Could you pronounce it slowly so we can learn? I mean, for those of us here.
Eze Chukwudi Jude Ihenetu.
Okay, that's what I was struggling to pronounce.
Eze is what they translate as the king. Okay. So in our language, every community head is called Eze. Yeah, so that is the meaning.
Okay, and Chief?
Chief Dr. Anyekwe Obiora, JP, PA special duty to His Royal Majesty.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So what exactly do you do in your duties, sir?
In my duty?
In your duties to His Royal Majesty.
To His Royal Majesty.
Yeah.
Well, you know, every leader leads very well with good assistance. So I can say that I assist His Royal Majesty in special duties when it comes to things that has to do with the Igbos, when you are thinking of how to put the welfare of our people, because the king cannot just wake up and decide his actions for his people. He needs due consultations within the assistants around him. Though he is wise in his own as a king, as a leader, but then he needs the opinion of those he can trust to be sure that his decisions and actions, intended actions, are properly in place.
That will start our conversation for us. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. Starting with you, Chief. With all due respect, a lot of Ghanaians, by this social media outreach and comments, obviously don't have too much knowledge on the Igbos and settlement and His Royal Majesty in Ghana. Do you mind giving us a brief overview of how long you've been operating and living among us, and as well how the tradition ties into Ghana and then the corporation as well.
Okay. The Igbo throne was established in the year 2012. And what brings about this?
The Igbo throne in Ghana.
The Igbo throne in Ghana.
Okay.
Was established in the year 2012. You know, this Igbo throne in diaspora is instituted in all over the world, wherever the Igbos
find
themselves. The reason for that is because we, the Igbos, are travelers. We are business people.
Very adventurous as well.
We're very adventurous, you know. And then when we travel to a place, we take the place as our own community. We contribute to the development of those communities. We contribute to the growth of those communities. We can even marry, we also marry from the community because we believe in good things. When we find a good woman, we marry. Because we seek for greener pastures in all over the world because the earth is one. So, when our fathers realized that most of us that travels far and wide do get married outside the Igbo land, and some of us stays long, and some of us left our homes, our villages, when we were much younger, to go and do apprenticeship in outside Igbo land. So it takes most Igbos longer time to return back. So in so doing, our tradition and culture, some of us begin to forget how it's been done. So our fathers look at it that we have to do something to keep in the mind of our people our tradition and culture so we don't forget where we're coming from. So because of this, the elders, the kings in the Igbo land now come up with this idea of diasporan leadership. So they begin to institute kingship, diasporan kingship, in all the part of the world wherever the Igbos find themselves, just to have a focal point to remember home. That's what brought about the Igbo diasporan king in Ghana. The elders, when the elders of the Igbos back home come to scout for who the cap will fit, then the Igbo community here in Ghana told them they don't have any other person than His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Jude Henetu, who have already been doing things more than a king can do for his people. So he is the one that they feel, if this opportunity have come, he should be the one to lead Ghana.
And that's 2012, so that means he's been king of Igbo people in Ghana for about 13 years, if I'm getting correctly.
Sure, this year
coming month we make it 13 good years.
Okay, so we are in fact near the anniversary.
Oh, yes.
Interesting times, interesting times. And just briefly before we come to you, Honorable Prince, does it mean that, tell us about the legal status of this kinship and its relationship with the Ghanaian government?
Oh, yes. You know, community leadership, we are talking about leadership here. Leadership has to do with government. and communities.
Sure.
Before you will become a community leader, the government must be aware. Your high commission, which represents your country, your government, must be aware. So, before you become a community leader as Eze, which is translated as king, we know that there are kings of the land. So you must be informed, educated, that you are not a king of the community, the host community, or the host country.
Okay.
You are only a king to your own people, your community. And you must be submissive to the king of the
and the laws of the land.
The land. So you are not competing.
Okay. So if I'm understanding you clearly, that means the Ghanaian government is aware and has a good legal relationship with the king.
100%.
Okay. So is the Nigerian heads and embassy areas as well.
Oh yes.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, Chief. Let me come to you, Honorable Prince. Now you've been quiet for quite a while, and I'm looking forward to your comments on that. So I'm sure for most of our viewers there, they want to hear just one thing.
Yeah.
Can you clarify on the palace's official position on this viral video, comments on this land acquisition, this town creating, and fear-mongering among some Ghanaians out there?
First of all, I thank our viewers and also thank you, Pierce.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how to put it. I would have said that everybody should pile low. If in the Nigerian pidgin we say pile low.
That means calm down.
Everybody should calm down.
Okay.
And that is why we are discussing briefly before we come online, I told you that in this era, we no longer make findings. What we do is that people just pick their phone and air whatever they like. Vulnerable people will take it up.
The age of social media.
So the answer is there is nothing like that. That is the answer. About land acquisition, His Majesty, first of all, let me come, the video you saw that is trending.
On X.
It was a video of 2013.
Okay.
2013. You can go and verify.
No worries.
Okay. So also remember that this kinship issue in Ghana, it's not everybody that is happy about it. I mean, among the Igbos.
Okay.
He also have oppositions. So along the line, you can imagine a man who is humble to the earth after being enthroned by Igbos who believe in his leadership. After 2 years of being enthroned, he still agree for election. For an election to be held, for Igbos to also redecide because of the oppositions he's having. So, indeed, His Majesty wish to have an estate that will accommodate the archives of Igbos. Even though, some people are saying village and etc.
Yeah.
We normally have festival in Efua Sandalat Park.
The Yam Festival.
Yeah. You see how vast that place is.
Yes.
Most times, like last year, that place couldn't contain everybody. There was huge crowd. So he was like,
is that what we are seeing in our shots now?
Yes, you can see the place.
Okay. So
I think this is even 4 years ago.
Okay. So it's even gotten bigger these days.
Every year.
So for our viewers out there who are watching, these shots are not from Nigeria. These shots are from right here in Ghana. That's the Igbo community in Ghana here celebrating the rich culture of the Yam Festival. Please continue. And
when we are celebrating, the Ghanaians are now left out because it's a man who always submits to the authority of the land. So come to back to the land issue.
Yeah.
He was a visionary leader. who think then, 2013,
yeah,
that it will be wise for him to, get a place where we can have a huge space for all this, ceremony, and also to build a hall where we'll be having meetings and all those things. Because don't forget, he gave out his own home, for the activities of Igbo all this while. And I also thank his wife, a Ghana woman who have the heart of her husband.
Okay.
Because
so our king is actually married to a Ghanaian.
Yes.
Okay.
Apart from all the space they gave us, every time, sometimes we do stay in that palace till 5 a.m. in the morning. But she never complained. I appreciate her for that. So there is nothing like land acquisition. That is why I say that in Ghana we have investigative journalists.
Truly.
Who can go and make findings.
Verify.
We also have among security agencies, those CIDs who can go and make findings so that the whole thing will be clear. So people shouldn't instigate, fire where there is no fire. He made that statement then good. He's a man who have development. He has a Igbo foundation even in US and Ghana here. He mostly bring investors here. I can't start naming his achievement because that is not the bone of content.
Yeah.
He now developed idea of that, was telling them that this is the idea I have.
Okay. And
in that said video that is trending, why are they not playing the video from the beginning? They just cut off from where he made.
So you think there is an agenda against
yes. It's the work of enemies. Because since he was crowned a king, since 12 years ago till now, whenever the festival is coming on, we always face challenges. And who are engineering this? Those who are against him. They are not Ghanaians. He have good acquaintance with Ghanaians.
So you think even beyond all that we are hearing, the instigators of these things are not even Ghanaians?
They are Nigerians. I quote you. And I will also advise that Ghana security agencies should go and get that so-called APES guy who did the publication, the previous one. Let them get him. The whole truth
Gabriel
will emanate from that place.
Yes, Gabriel Kwame Appiah is he's the head of the Apex Ghana pressure
I don't know his name.
They sent it to the National House of Chiefs. Good. Those grievances. You are saying he was supported by some Nigerians.
When he gets him, there were 4 in numbers. By the information I got, through my own investigation.
I see.
So when they get him and interrogate him, they will get those who sponsored him to instigate this. You know why my heart bleeds about this whole thing is because, sometimes people don't understand. I'm a traveler. I do go, travel everywhere.
It's the Igbo blood, like you mentioned.
I used to go Germany. That's where I import my things.
Yeah.
I know what people face in a foreign land. True. It's not easy for you to, unless
can get quite
you
lonely
get to a certain level of life, you can absorb some of the pressure. Someone is there. Even to the extent, some people are now posting a video of what transpired, I think, during the Yoko problem with the MPP, Kumasi party leader.
Yeah.
They are now sharing it, claiming that Ghanaians are protesting against Nigerians. What are they trying to portray? What if you incite people who are in Nigeria, the Igbos that are in Nigeria, or Nigerians, to start attacking Ghanaians who are living in Nigeria because of the so-called bloggers who want to make a little money? It's dangerous.
Well, I would come to you again, Honorable Prince, but I really like the angle you've taken, that this is not a Ghana versus Nigeria conflict.
Exactly.
And others. For those that are posting those things, for those Nigerians or Ghanaians that may have seen some of these videos and are aggravated, in 1 minute, what do you say to them?
I would have advised them to preach peace. And do you know the honest aspect of it? Some of them who are projecting this matter, when you go to their page, they were once preaching Africa Unite. Yes. So young people that are following them, I don't know what they want to achieve, because I can't follow somebody who will say one thing today, tomorrow he will say another.
Okay. Chief, let me come back to you. You've been quite listening attentively to all this happening. How is the leadership of the Igbo working at these leading misinformations out there, the misinformation campaign? How are you fighting against it?
Well, as a leader, you must expect criticisms. And His Majesty, being who he is, enjoys criticisms, because criticisms is like a teacher to him. He learns more in criticisms. He used to tell me that criticism makes him much stronger and gives him direction, because people can only criticize you in the areas they think you are not doing well. It's very difficult to find people to come and tell you, oh, you are doing well, you are doing well. It's few people that can say that, but more are critics to search for your mistakes and blow it on the air. And those things they blow on the air is a teacher to you. When you know the areas you are not doing well, you adjust. So he enjoys criticisms and also adjusts to do things right. He's a man that always aspires to do things right, to give his people that peace of mind and the freedom consciously, so they can be able to thrive in whatever they are doing. So all what is going on, His Majesty, as a matter of fact, have not seen it as a disappointment from Ghanaians. Rather, he loved them more, believing that what my Ghanaian brothers and sisters really need is truth, clarity, to explain to them, because Ghanaians, as I understand, are very peaceful, loving people. Their heart is so open. When you tell them what is right, they are educated. That's why most of us, when we left Nigeria, one of the major things that interests us to live in Ghana, stay in Ghana, is due to the education system. And we decided to have our children here, educate them here. Not that we can't afford to be in any other country. But we find a very suitable system in Ghana that will help our children to grow. So we love Ghanaians, and we don't see all what is going on now to be a disappointment from our Ghanaian brothers and sisters. But we want them to really trade with caution, don't allow people to mislead them to destroy their own country.
But social media is getting more offensive by the day. New tools are coming out every day, and lots of misinformation and everything. What are there any strategies you've taken from your side that you're going to use to counter these very claims? Because lots of people are genuinely worried.
Yes, the strategy is why we are here today having this discussion.
Sure.
This is an opportunity for those watching us out there to hear the truth. The land acquisition that they mentioned, that is causing all this problem, that created fear in the mind of Ghanaians. Like I said, it's only a tree that we hear is one to be cut off, and remains where it stands.
Okay.
But when a human being hears that someone is coming to kill you, that human being must run away.
Do you plan on recruiting the help of the Nigerian High Commission at any point?
Well, recruit...
I mean, with regards to the PR on this and getting the correct information out there.
Anyway, what we are doing, first of all, you have to, when you see a burning fire, before you start pouring water on the fire, you need to look for the source of the fire and disconnect it first before you start throwing water to put the flame away. We believe that it has not gotten to the point that we will stress the government. Okay. The government have a lot on their hands to do, to think about, to better the life of the citizens. All these are just mere social media propaganda, misinformation. We running to government and start hitting on them. It's like we are bringing trouble, like children coming home with troubles when parents are thinking how to put food on the table for everyone.
But don't you think that little drops of water make a mighty ocean? I mean, the Apex Ghana made quite a number of very strong claims. They even claim that you're a security threat. At some point, you are going to take over some parts of the country and all of that stuff. I mean, it's starting gradually, but we've seen, and we are in Africa, we know how volatile our systems can be. There's been times where just a simple claim on air, just a simple post on social media can spark outrage, and then there's fire. What are you doing to curb it at its hour? Or as you said, it's not that big of a threat. You don't consider it that big of a threat yet?
Well, what the Apex Ghana did is what they feel they can do. They want to make Ghanaians think that there is a threat from the Igbo community.
Because not only Apex Ghana, our Minister of State for Communications, as I'm sure you've seen, tweeted on the matter. Former presidential candidate Hassan Ayariga has also commented on the matter that no way, never. I mean,
most of these people commenting on the matter have not really
understood
the motives of these people going round. When a war starts in a country, if you trace the source of those war, it might start from few people discussion, maybe just 2% discussion. Let's put this confusion and see what we can achieve from it. So we the Igbos, we are not we are not the fearing type, because truth does not fear. Truth does not lie. When I know I am here to help you and you help me, I'm here with honest mind, honest intentions to contribute to your growth, and you contribute to my growth. Why will I be afraid when I hear that you are accusing me of wanting to kill you? Clear conscience fears no accusation. So what we have as a responsibility collectively everywhere is to make our brothers and sisters in Ghana know that, please, we are not what these enemies are saying we are. If you want to know more about the Igbos, come close to us. Be bold enough to make your findings.
Honorable Prince mentioned that there were some enemies, borrowing his words, that are behind this. I want to believe by the tone you are giving me that you are aware of some of these people.
Oh, yes.
What's your plan going forward? Are you going to report them? Are you going to deal with them spiritually? What's the plan?
Well, you know, there is one prayer that His Majesty taught me. He said he don't believe in asking God in prayer to kill his enemies, because he knows that when he read the Bible, he read in a place in Psalm where he prayed that God will make a table before him in the presence of his enemies. So if he prays for his enemies to die, where are the people that will see the things that God wants to put on the table for him? So let the enemies live, and let them allow me to live. Do you understand me? Because I know that eventually They will witness the table the Lord said he will set before me. And I want them to see it so they will know that they are not my God. We are not worried about them, but the message is that whatever they are doing will affect them.
And you know who they are.
Yes, we know them. If they set the fire burning, let's should not forget that this fire will eventually consume them.
Thank you so much. Wise words coming out from the, these are the heads, or they are all from the traditional Igbo community in Ghana here. And I'm sure I've been learning a lot myself, and I'm sure you've been learning a lot at home too. Dousing the fires, basically, that we've been hearing lots about. You know, so many people are worried. Charlie, they are taking over our homes. They are going to take over our stuff. Calm down. What was the term you used? Honorable Prince. The calm down term. Is it Pilo? It's all good. Ghana, Nigeria, you know, the relationship is as tight as ever, and just like all friends and, you know, all good siblings, we bicker sometimes, but we are still in peace, and we are working towards forging Africa forward. They are here peacefully, as said by them, and they make sure that they abide by all the laws of the land. So just for clarity, you are saying the Igbo community here has not committed any illegality. You've not bought any 50 acres of land for that kind of purpose. Okay.
Do you know what? Do you know what happened?
No.
In 2013,
yeah,
His Majesty built a school for the community of
Nigbo Pram.
Yeah, Nigbo Pram. So because of that, that philanthropic activity, the chief of the community then, I think Nene Tano.
The Ghanaian chief of the community.
Yes, the Ghanaian chief. The chief of that.
The chief of the community itself. Yeah.
Yes. Was so happy, and he offered him that space of land they are talking about today.
I see.
He offered him, come and develop here.
So it was a gift from the chief there to him to come and develop the area.
Come and develop here.
So you built a school, come and build more.
Yes. Come, whatever you want to do with this space of land, come and do it here, because we see you have a very good heart.
Interesting. I'm curious to ask you more, but because of time. Okay, you just in a minute.
So now His Majesty was very excited. That same week, a space of land was offered to him. He was granted a TV interview where this video you see was conducted. So in that TV interview, he mentioned his vision for his people.
And that's what's been misconstrued.
That's
what I'm saying. They should bring the full video.
Honorable Prince, what's happened to the land now? Has there anything been built on the land?
There is no.
This is what happened.
Let's listen to the chief.
So after His Majesty made that comment, because it's the same week that land was offered to him, that TV interview was granted to him. So excitingly, he made that statement that he wants to build a kind of estate, where his people, we can put some certain things to remember our back home.
Trying to attract investors to that place. Since the man wanting to develop.
Not a forbidden kingdom where Ghanaians can't come.
Can that happen?
I see.
So now, after that video, that interview, so about 3 months' time, we went there to see, to tell, at least to inform the Nene of the kingdom what we intend to do there. Then he said that the land has some problem.
Okay.
Then we realized that the land has litigation on it.
That's an interesting twist.
So that we should wait.
Okay.
When the matter is resolved.
You'll be called back.
It will be called back. Since then till now,
Even the man is late as I'm talking to
Wow. So this is like a story. It gives different chapters.
And then the whole dream
died off.
Nobody is talking about it anymore.
If I'm getting it until recently, you weren't even thinking about
Nobody is talking about that. This is 13 years back.
13 years.
Interesting. 13 years ago is a long time.
213.
I remember how I was 13 years ago.
We were surprised to just see the videos, pop up from nowhere. And then my Ghanaian brothers and sisters stood on it and then throwing different tantrums.
They are right.
But that is...
So if I'm getting what you are saying in summary, don't believe everything you see on social media.
Oh, no, don't believe it.
Until you come close. That's why I initially asked you, social media and mainstream media, they are not the same.
Yeah.
If such a thing occur, by now the investigative journalists
can always go confirm. Yeah.
They may have even exposed the whole thing. Yeah. So when you are standing on truth, you don't need to fear anything. And also let me throw more light. When people are saying we are building community,
kingdom,
that is not right. Or when you hear community, you assume the community is a place, maybe a portion of land. No, we are called Igbo community anywhere we are.
Yeah.
So Ghanaians are also called in Nigeria Ghanaian community, and that is how we register our association. So we are not building any kingdom. Also note, I want to tell you something about Igbos.
Okay.
An Igbo man, wherever he is, always think about home. If we want to grab Ghana land, we wouldn't have even stressed ourselves teaching our children our own culture. What we would have done is to allow them to learn Ghana culture to fit in Ghana, isn't it?
If you wanted to take over Ghana.
Yes. We have allowed them to learn Ghana culture, practice everything.
Interesting. Unfortunately, I'm pressed for time. My final one, do you believe this incident has affected the image of the Igbo in Ghana now? And what are your plans going forward?
Yeah, the plans is like what we are doing now, clearing the air. It hasn't affected him as a person because a clear conscience fears no accusation.
Not at all?
Yes. If you say it has affected him, it's a businessman. Like some people are saying, oh, he come here, he did what our politicians and others. Even in Nigeria, he has acquaintance with so many leaders because of his nature. He's a person that when you get close to him, you realize that, oh, what I am hearing, this is not it. You get it? So what I am saying or telling our Ghanaians and brothers and sisters and even African youth at large, we should desist from all this, our behavior of insulting our leaders. Because the more we do it, the Westerners who, planted that division among us, they will be laughing at us. They will be saying, oh, the spell we casted on them is still working, is still active. In this era, who can grab even your own father, personal land? You can't allow person to take it. How much more coming to a whole nation?
Thank you so much. There is so much I want to ask. There is more I want to delve into, but we are pressed for time. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. It's been an honor having you here. And of course, in a few minutes, we've doused the fire. So if you've been watching from home, thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of Phantom From. We've been speaking to people or royalty, royal people from the auspices of His Royal Majesty Dr. Chukwudu Jude. I can't pronounce the second one. I don't know why. Okay, I'll get there. We need to learn more how to pronounce our own African names, don't we? Thank you so much for joining us. It was produced by Niama Bonsu. My director is Jane Tiasenso. And wrapping up, let me speak my own tree language here too.